Hello dear students, in today's video we are going to study about the string buffer class in Java. In the previous video I told you everything about the string class and the various methods of string class we discussed. And in this video we are going to discuss about string buffer class. So as you already know, the introduction I have given you in the previous video, that string class, it is used to create immutable objects, means read-only objects. So once the string object is created, you cannot edit that object content. So here is one solution for that string class, that you have another class called string buffer class, and with the help of this class you can create mutable objects, means the string buffer objects, you can edit the contents of string buffer. So what is the meaning of buffer? Buffer is a memory storage block in which you can store the contents, and whenever you want to change that buffer, and you can perform any type of change in the buffer. Suppose you want to convert the string buffer to the uppercase, then the same object will be converted. So it will not create a new copy of the object like string class, because in string class whenever you perform any change, a new copy of object is created, but in the buffer class all the operations will be performed on the same object. So that's why it will lead to some memory saving in your program. So here we have some method for creating the string buffer. So the first is string buffer. So string buffer, it is actually a class, and the string buffer objects, they are also created using the new keyword. So first method is by using the string buffer, that is the default constructor. So this is the way string buffer, here S and B should be capital. The name of string buffer, it is up to you which name you want to take. Here they have taken SB1, assignment operator, new keyword, and string buffer. So here string buffer and parenthesis is given. So this is the default constructor for creating string buffer, and within the parenthesis nothing is mentioned, no argument is given, that's why it is called default constructor. So SB1 is the string buffer object which will store the contents of a string. So here nothing is mentioned as a argument, so that's why the initial capacity will be 16 character, because it is a buffer and every buffer it has a capacity. Capacity means how much data can be stored inside the buffer. So this is the initial capacity only. Afterward you can also increase the capacity if there is need to increase, and this is the initial capacity. If nothing is mentioned as argument, so this is the string buffer. As you can see here, no argument is given, that's why it will create a buffer with initial capacity of 16 characters if no argument is given. Okay, then we have the second method of creating string buffer, and here you can give the length. Same line is there, string buffer SB2, new string buffer. Here no argument was given, but here an integer value is given, and you can give any integer value like 10, 20, 50, 100. So this will be the size for the string buffer, or you can say this is the length of string buffer, 50. So in this case 50 will be the capacity of this string buffer. Here we have the third case for creating the string buffer, and in the third case the constructor we will pass a string argument for creating the string buffer, and we can also allocate these characters in the string buffer. So this is the way string buffer name, assignment operator, new keyword string buffer, and here you can pass a string as argument to the string buffer. So this string will be copied in the string buffer, and the string buffer will be created having this as content. So you have to keep in mind that in this case what will be the capacity of the buffer, because in the first case where the default constructor was used, the capacity was 16 character, and in the second case where an integer argument is used, the capacity will be 50 characters because 50 is already given. And in the third case where the string is given, in this case the capacity will be 16 character plus the length of the string, that will be added in the 16. So you can see here what is the length of this: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15. This is the sign of exclamation. So this is the 15 characters. So 15 is the length of the string, 16 is the initial capacity. So in this case where the string is given for creating the string buffer, in this case the capacity will be 31, or it can change according to the length of string. Suppose you have created another string buffer, it is new string buffer, and here I have written hello as a content of the string buffer. So in this case the capacity of this string buffer will be 16 plus the length of this string. So the length of this string is 5. So in this case the capacity will be 21 characters. Now let me show you practically. So these things we will see practically now. So here I have created a string buffer. So this is the package class main method, and this is the string buffer sb1, new string buffer sb1, and here it is written Michael rocks. So here we can change the content according to the example. Happy New Year, sign of exclamation. So here we will write Happy New Year, and sign of exclamation is there. And now we will see what is the length and capacity of this sp1. So for knowing the length we have used here length method, and for capacity we have used the capacity method. Now we will check sb1's length and capacity. So here we will compile it. So as you can see, the length of this string is 15 characters, and the initial capacity to this method or to this string buffer is 31 characters. Okay, suppose the initial contents that we have given here, it is just only hello, like this I have given you. So in that case the initial length will be 5 and the initial capacity will be 21 characters. So this is the point which I was telling you. And now side by side we will check the default string buffers capacity, and this case also we will see. So suppose nothing is given here as a string, so this is called default string buffer because no content is there in the string buffer. So now we will see its length and capacity. So length is 0 because nothing is stored in this buffer, and the initial capacity is 16 characters. Okay, if you are given a numeric value as a capacity, suppose you have created here a string buffer with initial capacity of 50. Still there is no content. This is capacity, this is not content. 50 is the capacity because this is the numeric value. Okay, if it is given in the double quotes, then it will be the content, because this is the numeric value, that is the capacity of this buffer. So here again the length is 0 and the capacity is 50 that we have given directly to the string buffer method. So these are the points, and in the board examinations you will get the questions on this also, that if nothing is mentioned then the capacity of the buffer will be 16 character. If the argument numeric type argument is given, then that will be the capacity of string buffer. If you have given a string for creating string buffer, then the capacity will be 16 plus the length of string given. Here we have the assessor methods of string buffer class. So some methods are given here. For example, append method is there. Append means adding something in the end of string. So if string buffer is having some contents, append method will add something, add any text, and that text will be added in the end of the buffer. Similarly, we have the capacity method to see the capacity of the string buffer. You have delete method if you want to delete some contents from the buffer from the starting till the end position. You have delete caret method, and you can pass index also, so the character at this index will be deleted. You have insert method, and here two arguments are there. First is the offset value, that is integer type. Second is the type B. So here you can see it will insert type B on offset value. So whatever will be the it is actually the location, it is the index value actually, and at this index value it will insert the type B in the buffer. So type B can be any type of data that you want to insert in the buffer. Then we have the length. Length method is used to check the length of the buffer, and here you have to keep in mind one thing. There is a difference between capacity and length. Capacity is the maximum size or the maximum limit that is initially given to a buffer. Suppose capacity is 16, length can be less than the capacity, and length is the number of characters which are present in the string or string buffer. Suppose I have created a string buffer in which I have written hello only. So in that case the capacity will be 16 because initial capacity is always 16. But in that case length will be the number of character in the buffer. So number of character in buffer are HELLO, hello, that is 5. So if a string buffer is having hello, then in that case length will be 5 but the capacity will be 16. Similarly, we have this reverse method, and this method can be used to reverse the sequence of characters in the string buffer. So if hello is written in the string buffer, and if we apply the reverse method on that buffer, hello will be written in the reverse case. O will come in the beginning, then L will come, then next L will come, then E, then H, means the whole content will be reversed. Next we have the set caret. So this method is used to set the character at particular index in the buffer. but keep in mind the character which is present already on this index, that will be replaced by the ch. Next we have the set length method. So this method is used to change the length of the string buffer. Set length, new length you can give here. Similarly, you have the replace method. If you want to replace the content of string buffer with a new string, then you can use this replace method. And here you have the starting index, end index, and the replacing string. So this string will be added and the content at the starting to end will be replaced. Then we have the comparison method, that is content equals string buffer sb. So it will compare the string object with string buffer. Suppose you have a string and you want to compare that string with the string buffer object. In that case you can use content equals method. So here we have the length and capacity of a string buffer. So length is the number of characters present in the buffer, and capacity is the amount of storage that is available for creating or for storing the new characters in the buffer. So the unoccupied space is the space in the buffer that is not used. It will be filled by a default character, that will be \u0000. And here they have given one example. String buffer sb1 is created, a new string buffer Michael Rocks is written here. Then we have calculated the length of this sb1. So the length is number of characters, that is 14. Then they have seen the capacity of this sb1, and the capacity in this case it will return, they have written here 17, but this is wrong, it will not return 17. So as I told you already, the capacity in this case will be 16 plus the length of this. The length of this is 14, so it will be 30 in this case. So this will be the initial capacity of this string buffer, that is 30 characters. So here is the program. So we have here string buffer, main method is there, string buffer is created, Michael Rocks is written here, L is having the length of this string buffer, length is printed, the length will be 14. So the length printed here is, as you can see, 14. Then they have changed the length using the set length method, and now the length of the string is 25, set length 25. So 25 is the length of this. The previous length was 14, now the new length is 25. Now they have again printed the length after changing the length, sb1 dot length and capacity. Now the length is changed to 25. As you can see, the previous length was 14 and now the length is changed. Now length will be the 25 and the capacity is 30 characters. So 30 is the initial capacity which is given already, because the initial capacity of this string buffer is 30. If you will increase the length then capacity, then in that case the capacity will be increased. So this I also want to show you how this will work. So here is this method where we will write the same thing. So we will create a string buffer and the contents of this string buffer is Michael Rocks. So initially you can see the length is 14 and the capacity is already 30. So now we will change the length of this string buffer, sb1 dot set length method. Okay, and after changing the length, again we will see the length and capacity. So again I will copy the two lines and I will paste them here. So after changing the length, and the length is 25 now. Let's see the output. So this is the output. Firstly, the length was according to the content, that's what 14 character, and the capacity was 30. Now I have changed the length to 25, that's why length is showing 25 and the capacity is still 30. So now we will take the next example in which we will set the length which is more than the capacity. Then we will see what will happen. So suppose the initial capacity is already 30, that we know, and what will happen if you will change the length beyond capacity. So suppose here the set length is 31, which is one more than the capacity, because the capacity of this buffer is 30, as you already know, and here the length I am changing to 31. So let's see what is happening here. So this will happen. This is the initial length of the string buffer 14, initial capacity is 30. Now I change the capacity to 31. Okay, and after that you can see here the capacity is changed. So for the first time the capacity will be double. So if you are changing, if the length of your string buffer is more than the capacity, then new capacity will be allocated, and in that case the capacity will be double than the size of length, because the length is 31. Now the capacity will become 62. Next we have deleting and inserting characters in a string buffer. Okay, for that we have the delete method and delete char method. For deleting any character from the particular index, we have delete method and delete char at method. Delete method will delete the substring from the string, and whereas the delete char at method will delete the particular character from the given index. Suppose you have this string buffer and sb1.delete, this is the sb1 delete 17 to 20. So 17 index is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 R. So 17 index is here 18 90 20. So 20 is on K. So this part, that is rock, it will be deleted from the given string buffer. Next we have the delete char at 5. So the char at 5 is 1 char at 5, this is the index 0 1 2 3 4 5. So char at 5 is space, so this space will be deleted from the given string. Similarly we have this insert method. 17 is the index where this string will be inserted, and we have next, that is the set char at 0 and the character is R. So here already in this string buddy is written, and now it will be changed. So here is the program. So this is the string buffer, buddy learns to rock. So this is printed, original string will be printed as same. So this is the original string buffer, sb1.delete 16 to 20. So the characters from 16 to 20, that will be deleted. So 16 will be from this space till K. So space and rock, this will be deleted from the string buffer. And then they have printed the sb1. Now you can see buddy learns 2, and in between that rock is deleted, and last sign of exclamation is not deleted. So only this word, that is rock, it is deleted. So let me check it again. 16 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 and 16. So 16 index, it is actually starting from this R to 20, that is K, rock. Only rock is deleted, this space is not deleted. So buddy learn to, space is there, and this sign of exclamation is also there, only this rock is deleted, so that's why here rock is not printed. Then we have the sb1 dot delete char at 15. So the char at 15 is this space after the 2, because this was the 16th place, this is the 15th place, so that is deleted. So here you can see 2 and sign of exclamation, in between space was there, that space is deleted using the delete caret method. Then we have the insert method 15. So this is the index where the string will be inserted. After this string cook will be inserted. So 15 is the index of this O. So after this cook will be added, so to cook. So cook is inserted after 15th place. It will not replace the character number that is present on the 15th. After that character the string will be inserted. Here we have the set char at 0R. Already on the 0 position it is B, and after this we will see it is R, ready. Already it was buddy, but now it is ready, learns to cook. So these are the methods which we apply on string buffer. Similarly, we have the reverse append method of string buffer. The reverse method is used to reverse the content of string buffer. Append method is used to add something in the existing buffer. So append method will add the data in the end of the string buffer. So here we have the program for this. So here class is there, main method is there, string buffer hobby is there, name of string buffer is hobby, books my hobby. So this is the content of this buffer. Original they have printed books my hobby. Then this buffer hobby dot append and passion. So and passion will be added there. So the new buffer will be books and hobby, books my hobby, and passion will be there after the append. Then we have hobby dot reverse, and then we have printed, and here you can see the whole content of the string buffer, they are printed in reverse order. B will come here, then O will come here, or you can see N will come here, then O, then I, then double S, AP, everything is reversed. Here we have string buffer, new string buffer is created, name of string buffer is SB, and the content of this string buffer is X. So X is already stored there. So here Y variable is there whose value is 5, and then SB dot append. So SB dot append, plus sign, space is also there, plus will be appended in the X. After X one space will be added, then plus sign will be added, then space will be added. Dot append Y means then 5 will be there. Dot append R joint, after giving the space R joint will be appended. So this all text will be added in the string buffer at the end. So here you can see chaining is applied here, SB1 is printed, and the content is X. X is the original content, then plus sign is added, then append Y is added, Y's value is 5, and then R joint is added in the end. So this is the append method of string buffer. Then you have the replace method of string buffer. If you want to replace particular string with this substring, you can use this replace method. So here we have string buffer, and it is having this book is at the table. Now SB1 dot replace 13 to 15 on. So this location data will be replaced by on. So 13, let's see, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. So 13 is A's position, 14 and 15. So 15 is the position of this space. So 13 to 15, but not 15, less than 1. So this at will be replaced by on. So already in the original buffer this book is at the table, but after replace it will come this book is on the table. So similar thing you have to keep in mind that in the replace method you have to give two index. This is the starting index and this is the end index. Okay, and the data from the starting till end minus 1 will be replaced by this string. So this is the replace method in the string buffer. So that's all in this chapter. Hope you will be getting everything properly, and you can comment if you are not getting any point. So certainly I will give the response to your valuable comments. So thanks for watching this video again.